Okay guys, Mossy5734 back guys with some beautiful unboxings of cars that had never really been seen guys, and here's one of them beauties. Okay, so this is the R34 in white, really hard to get hold of guys. V-Spec, is it in the newer version? Yeah, beautiful. This is still, yeah, untouched, new. Need to get the wheels back on this somewhere. Alright, so because I'm doing this one, let's do the other Skylines as well. Alright, so are you going to be able to see this little bad boy? You're going to see him up here? No, you won't. Put him over here. Okay, here's another little beauty guys, and I don't think I ever unboxed this one. The reason being is it was part of a ready set. I bought an all-wheel drive car. There's so many things I bought and never unboxed guys. I thought, oh, who's going to want to watch all these unboxing vids? And that's basically new, never used. It was jade in colour, which I thought was pretty cool. I did think I was going to use it in a street race vid. That didn't materialise, but yo, you can't go wrong with that. Beautiful. I don't know if that's metallic, but it does have a shine to the paintwork. That is really nice. Okay, so to complement them guys, let's move on. Here's some R35s you've never seen of mine. Okay, now if you remember, if you check my vids, the most rare Mini Z I've ever had is one in 40, and that was basically the same as this. It was the PSR version, which was the Paris Street Race version of this Skyline R35, and to be honest with you guys, it was exactly the same except for some decals on the sides, on the roof, and with a funky box. The decals weren't amazing guys. I have nothing to write home about. I wasn't that super impressed with it. But the case it came with, yo, I'm gonna put a link, check it out. That case was mad. That was beautiful. It had this whole set looking like the like a Japanese basically road. It had Mount Fuji in the background. What else did it have? It had a road, it had a sign on it. Nice. Okay, here's one you've never seen guys. I've never actually, I would buy bundles, and basically this I bought and I don't think I ever got put in front of the camera, and it's just a little beauty guys. Again, it's the R35. Alright, it's in red. Now I haven't come across many in red anymore. I don't know if you can even still get hold of them. But again, it was like, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a race vid and this is going to look crazy in a race vid. So yeah. So a lot of these guys are going to be surplus to stock, yeah, and I probably will be selling a lot of these off. Yeah. So I'm probably not going to use them as much. So I probably didn't need to narrow stuff down. You have no idea. This box is filled with cars I've never actually put on the display stand, guys. It's madness. So yeah, 4 of them. Check them out on the display stand, guys. Real beauties. Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, here we've got the Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 newer white. So guys, the maker is Nissan, the model is a Skyline GTR R34 V-Spec 2 newer, delivery is white. This was first produced in 2009, and this has become rare. I had to get mine from Australia years ago when I first got into Mini Zs. It's got a 94mm L rear motor mount, chassis wheelbase, and the chassis type guys was the MA01, and the MA015 shows you how old this shell is. They'll probably bring it out again. The offset guys is 1 narrow on the front and 1 narrow on the rear. So the all-wheel drive cars tend to have narrow wheels, but yo, I still drift mine with, I've got a car with wide wheels both front and back, and that's like 3 wide. So I don't know what they're doing. So yep, the wheels guys that come with the stock one are the GTR 6-spoke gun metallic wheels. I prefer the wheels that come with some of the special edition ones, you know, the ones that are pretty rare, hard to find. These wheels are from my R34 police car. Alright, so they fit under there pretty cool, and I like the look of them better. So I've been through this before guys. This car was nicknamed Godzilla by the Australian motoring publication Wheels, alright? And it won basically 29 straight victories out of 29 races. It won the JGTC Group Series Championship 4 years in a row straight. So yeah, and this The Skyline was also the first production car to lap the Nürburgring, don't butcher that, racetrack in under 8 minutes. So that's an achievement and a half. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this, guys. I've done this with all the R34s that I've unboxed. So basically, they got a revival, guys. As I mentioned before, people were importing these into the UK. They've, you know, for about 10 grand. Now they've jumped up to 40 grand, 50 grand. It's the Fast and Furious franchise that's kind of blown up all the Japanese supercars. Do you know what I mean? All over. The sales have gone mad again. So yeah, and even till this day, guys, they were, you know, the Subarus, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evos, you know, the Supras, they're still killing it in street races all around the world. So future-proof, over-engineered, amazing beasts. Anyhow, let's move on. Okay, guys, another beauty that never made it on the display stand. This is a Nissan Skyline GTR R34 V-Spec, and this is in jade. I got this for the colour, guys, because I thought, yo, that's pretty different. I like the way it shines. You don't see many Mini Zs, but there's no other Mini Z as far as I know in that colour. So yeah, guys, so the maker Nissan, the model is obviously GTR R34 V-Spec. This is in jade, and it's pretty rare. I've seen a few come up over the years, but it's still pretty hard to get hold of. The wheelbase is 94mm L, and it's a rear motor mount chassis. This was made for the MR01, MR015, and the MR03 with a narrow chassis plate. The offset, guys, are one narrow on the front and one narrow on the rear. Okay, so these generally all-wheel drive cars don't have wide wheels in the back. They have narrow front and back. Okay, and the wheels on this one, guys, these wheels are the ones that I've taken off my R34 police car. So they're not the stock ones that come on with the actual jade R34. These wheels are the rarest GTR5. So these wheels, guys, are the rarest GTR 5-spoke gun metallic wheels, and I prefer these, guys, to the other wheels that come with the all-wheel drive cars. Okay, so as we mentioned in the past, guys, this was called by the Australian Motoring Company the Godzilla, right? Jeremy Clarkson praised this car as well. This car won 29 victories out of 29 races. It won the JGTC Championship 4 years in a row, and this car has enjoyed a revival, guys, through the franchises of Fast and Furious, innit, guys? And till this day, this car is kicking butt. You look at some of these cars, I've seen videos of a car, the R34 in Santa Pod, and that car had over 1,000 brake. This is years ago, talking over like 15 years ago, and it had 1,000 horsepower then, and the car, it struggled to launch. Do you get it? It would go sideways. There was that much power, and the car hit 10 seconds. That's what supercars are doing, guys. That car hit 10 seconds and a quarter mile. Supercars like the Ferrari 488, the Lamborghini Huracan, they're doing 10.8, 10.4. Mad. They're talking 15 years ago. So these cars were over-engineered. These cars were future-proof, and whoever's got them's laughing. If you held on to them cars, you're sat on a cash cow, man. So anyhow, so we're not going to make this long. Let's move on. Okay, guys, so here we've got the Nissan GT-R R35 in vibrant red. So yep, this was produced on the 31st of May 2009. Yeah, the red ones are less, you're less likely to see the red ones. Yeah. It would be nice if it was metallic red, or if it was a soul red like the Mazda Roadster. But it's nice. It's got the polished gloss effect, but it's not the sparkly kind of paintwork that you kind of love with Mini Zs. This is a 94mm L wheelbase, and the chassis type for it was the MA010. The front wheels are 1.5 narrow and the rear are 0 wide. And the wheels that come on it are the Nissan GTR metal black wheels, but I quite like them gold ones. I think they look alright. The stock ones are okay. I've used them on other cars, but yeah, you can use them on loads of drifting cars, guys, because of the offset. But yeah, I kind of like that gold look. I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah guys, so obviously the Skyline platform, massive in it guys. These are generations on, and this is where they've kind of peaked with their performance. So some kids having fun in that park. So this beast, which was also, you know, the whole Skyline range was dubbed as the Godzilla according to the Australian motoring company. So yeah, so this Nissan GTR has a 3.8 litre DOHC V6 engine. It's got a plasma transferred wire, sprayed bores, turbochargers, provide forced induction, and this is manufactured between 2007 2010. Okay, so that version had a 478 horsepower. You can go on YouTube guys, and there's a Skyline just like that, an R35 in red. And I think, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that video. It was about 4 months ago. They call it the King of the Streets. I think it's in Texas. It's the fastest car that's there. It's well over 1,000 horsepower, and it's smoking cars for joke. That even till this day is one of the baddest cars on the streets in America. So yeah, you can probably check it out guys. It's pretty cool, and that thing got some mad torque, and it's blowing away guys, supercars. So yeah, the engineering on these things is absolutely amazing guys. That even after all these years of production, they're still kicking it, man. They're still upgradable, they're still future proof, they're still over engineered. It's mad. But yep, awesome, beautiful little baby. I was planning on making a street race vid, but it's not really going to happen right now guys. I've kind of done enough, so maybe in the future, we'll see. Who knows, let's see. Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, here we've got the Nissan GTR R35 in Ultimate Metal Silver. So yep, this was first produced on the 26th of December 2008, and you still see them, not as much now, but you still can see them on eBay and places like that. The wheelbase is 94mm, it's a L, and this was made for the MO010 chassis, so it'll still work on your drift cars that are 94mm. And the front offset is 1.5 narrow, and the rear is 0 wide. Okay. And the wheels that come, I've taken the wheels off them and used them on my 8086. But the wheels that came with it were the Nissan GTR metal black wheels. Okay. So this GTR was produced by Nissan and released in Japan on December the 6th, 2007. But ended up in Canada and the United States later, 2008. And then 2009 the rest of the world. So between 1969 and 1974, and again between 1989 and 2002, Nissan produced a high performance version of the Skyline range called Nissan Skyline GTR. Okay, so this kind of proved to be iconic guys, and it achieved massive success and fame on the track because they kind of smashed it. And the GTR no longer carries a Skyline badge, but has the heritage of the Nissan Skyline GTR. And look at them tail lights guys. Them tail lights were inspired by Ferrari. So they took that because obviously the Italian sports cars were the ones that were doing it. So they copied Ferrari's twin tail lights. So yeah, so the R32 guys through to the R34, they're all four-wheel drive. They've all got twin turbo 6-cylinder engines, and they've got the signature 4 round tail lights. Okay. The Skyline models R32 to R34 have obviously been done away with, and the 4-wheel steering HICA system was removed. Okay, so we'll just have a quick look at that guys, and we will move on. Plenty more to look at. Let's go.